Hello, hello, Periscope. I got called out, so I'm here. I got called out by a bunch of people. Tina's in the room. Hi, Tina. I got called out by a lot of people, so I decided to I was going to Periscope before, but then Amanda called me out on top of all of the other called out that I was getting, so now I really had to do it. I had to just do it. Tina, thank you for those hearts right away. You're the best. All right, I'm going to turn this around. I can't find my microphone, so I'm going out the microphone. Amanda, hey girl. It's like I haven't done this in so long, I have no idea what I'm doing. Hi. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you here. Hi. I got bangs. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, Rachel. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Bangs. I know. I go away for a little while. I come back with bangs. It's like really bright on me, too. All right. So, oh, thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, thanks. I redid this, like a month ago. It's so funny. I redid the wall so that when I periscoped it would be pretty, and then I haven't been periscoping. So I redid the wall and then I haven't shown anybody. Although my clients can see it. My clients can see it when I Skype. So that's why. The wall. This is just decals. You can take them right off. Really cool. Hey everybody. Hey, so for those of you who are joining and don't know me, my name is Renee Dalo. I am a wedding planner in Los Angeles, California. And oh, thank you so much. I've missed you guys too. I also Periscope a bit, and next week I will be speaking at the Rising Tide Tide Talk Tuesdays Together. It's not really Tuesdays Together. It's called Tide Talk LA, and it's a bunch of people speaking. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Amanda, thank you. Tide Talk LA. That's what it's called, Tina. I know. Well, then Amanda was on, and then right after Amanda was Kristen, and so I was watching Kristen, and then I was like, oh my God, I said I was going to scope too, so then here I am. So yeah, I wanted to scope about something, an exchange I had yesterday that really stuck with me all day, and I was going to write about it, and then I was like, no, I'll scope about it because it's better. Okay, so the reason I brought up the fact that I'm speaking next week is because my topic at Tide Talk is about language. It's about the language we use when we talk about ourselves and our businesses, and the power of that language and the energy behind the words we use. And I know that sounds like kind of hippy dippy and weird, but stick with me. So in the past few months, like as Periscope, when we did our Periscope challenge last year with Allison, as we were going through that whole challenge, I kept thinking, like, what's my thing? Like, what's my platform, right? Like, Kristen's got her pricing, and Allison's got video, and Amanda's doing her styled shoot course, and like, what's my issue, right? Like, what's the thing that really gets to me? And I realized it is this issue of language and the words that we use when we talk about our businesses, and how we describe what we do, how we talk about ourselves as business owners. Thank you, Amanda. Because the thing is, I'm a writer. And I've had a blog for years and years, and I've always been a writer. Even as a kid, I was a writer. And obviously, you all know I'm a talker. So it's really important to me as a business owner, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, as a girl boss, as a wedding planner. It's important to me that other people are also empowering themselves to talk about their business in a way that that really empowers them, because the About Us page with some vendors needs help. Yes. So yes. And that's one of the things I'm going to talk about at Tide Talk. But what I decided to do is, leading up to Tide Talk, because I have to put together a 20-minute presentation. So I'm going to break down my talk into little periscopes, and apologies for anyone in LA who's actually going to hear me live, which would be Tina and Jessica, that you're going to hear some of this information twice. Thank you for sharing. And if anyone else wants to share this with their followers, I would love you to share it. Just swipe right, click on share with followers or Twitter, and send it out. I think it's an important thing. So something happened yesterday. I'm kind of going to practice on you guys. Although I wrote it, but now I need to talk it, Anyway, so yesterday I had 2 networking events to go to. One was a venue opening of a new venue that was awesome, and the other was a mixer that Jessica Carrillo from Art and Soul put together with Jessica has a group called LA Vendors and Creatives. I think I got that wrong. but it's for Los Angeles. And so she put together a mixer so we could all meet one another in person, which was amazing. And it's always interesting to me when I'm in a room with vendors, with other vendors, other wedding people, other creatives that I haven't met before, because I always listen for like how they introduce themselves. There it is, LA Wedding Vendors and Creatives. That's Jess's Facebook group. If you're in Los Angeles and you're a wedding vendor or creative, you should join it. Search the group, LA Wedding Vendors and Creatives. So if I don't know what someone does, I always, well, what do you do? Is like a natural first question. And it's always so funny to me and enlightening and interesting what people say and how they say it, right? Because there's a big difference between saying, I'm a florist, or I'm a floral artist, than, I do florals? Oh, I do florals? Question mark. I don't know. Do you? You tell me. Are you a florist? Like, I don't know what this is. What are we saying, right? I've witnessed friends of mine who are wedding planners, no one who's on this scope, I don't think, say when someone asks them what they do, I guess I'm a wedding planner. You guess you're a wedding planner. Well, I don't know. They're not gonna answer you. You got to tell people what you do. I guess, right? So these are all obviously not ideal ways to describe oneself. So exactly, confidence, but also, like you said, Amanda, if you watched Amanda's scope earlier, she was saying that she practices a lot of her pitch, a lot of her elevator pitch. She practices. And I will say, from my background as an actor, I used to have an acting coach, absolutely really recently when I stopped. Hey, Sabrina, who would make us practice saying our names without a question at the end, because this is an extremely female thing, especially for an actor, right? So you go up on stage and say, what's your name? And you say, my name is Renee Scotti. Is it? We don't know. It's a question. It shouldn't be a question. It should be a declaration. So if you, when you say your name, end with an uptick, an upswing in your vocals, stop it. Stop it. It's not a question. Your name isn't a question. Your name is a fact. My name is Renee Dalo. My maiden name was Scotti. And eye contact. Yes, you're Rachel. Hear me roar. Exactly. But some of these things are just they're subconscious. We don't really know we're doing it. So I think it's something. I like to say these things because I feel like you keep it in the back of your head. Hey, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. And then when you hear yourself doing it, if you do it, you're like, oh, I just did it. I did it. I did the thing where I questioned my own name, right? We don't want to question our own name. Our name is a fact. Our business name, also a fact. I found that when I first started my business, because I gave my business a crazy name, Moxie Bright Events is the name of my business. Moxie, M-O-X-I-E, Bright Events. So I found that when I first started my business and I was really sort of insecure about what I was doing, I would question it. They'd say, what's your business name? And I'd go, it's Moxie Bright Events. Or Moxie Bright Events? No. My business name is Moxie Bright Events. And actually it's a gift now, this business name that I chose, because it inspires a conversation. People will go, what's that? Or how did you name that? Or why? And then I talk about my blog and how that bride's got, right? You like, because you don't own it yet, because you don't own the words yet. And that's the greater point, right? So you have to own your stuff. I was going to say shit. You have to own your shit. You have to own your own power, because no one's going to give it to you. No one's going to give you that confidence. You have to just take it. You have to. Even if you don't feel like it, you have to do it. I can understand that no one gets my biz name. I have even a little message I practice with people that ask me what to do. Yes. Yes, Amanda. And most people will call that probably an elevator pitch, which is a very businessy term for it. And I think it's important to have that. You know, I'm a part of this networking group in LA called Wedding and Party Professionals. I can't get any names right today. Wedding and Party Professionals. Anyway, so, well, WIPA too. I'm part of WIPA. But at WPP, it's a much smaller group. And when we have our monthly meetings, when we have guests, we invite everyone. We go around the table. There's normally like 20 or 25 people. And they say, tell us a little bit about your business. And you have to just button it up and say a little bit about your business. Yes, see, Amanda, it's so key. You have to give people a little more than I'm a wedding planner. What do you do? I'm a wedding planner. Well, that's a conversation killer right there. But where do you go? And then the person has to ask, what kind of weddings do you do? Where do you work? And like, they're trying to get, no, you know, but that's okay. But that's okay. Because you know you have to work on it. That's sad. Crickets, right? You know, someone says, what do you do? I say, I'm a wedding planner in Los Angeles. I also work in Palm Springs and Santa Barbara. I specialize in fun, hip, downtown LA weddings. It does take time and it takes practice. And that is what I say now. Is it 100% true? No. I'm going to the desert like 4 times this year for weddings. So I don't always do downtown weddings, but I do specialize in downtown LA weddings, right? So it gives people a little bit of insight. And if they say to me, which they almost always do, you don't do beach weddings? I go, look, I'm from New York City. I don't really do beach weddings. The refined group has helped me so much to feel empowered. Yes, me too. Do you think I'd be speaking at a Rising Tide event next week if it wasn't for the refined group and it wasn't for you guys? Are you kidding me? No, I would not be. I can tell you without a doubt that I would not be speaking next week if it wasn't for this group. And Periscope and Allison making us do a Periscope challenge. Right? But this is the best part of social media, right? The best part of social media is that we get to share things like this and share our experiences and have this group that we can come to and learn and complain and gather resources and talk to one another, you know? So I would just say the very basic thing that I wanted to talk about today is that you have to own the way you talk about your business. Right? And meet great people from all over the world. I know. We're all over the place, aren't we? Thank you guys for the hearts. The hearts are like insane right now. I love you. I love all these hearts. Work on your elevator pitch. Work on the tone of your voice when you're saying your own name. Really own what it is that you do. The other thing I want to talk about just briefly is that dudettes, we're all CEOs. We're all entrepreneurs. We all own our own businesses. Why don't we say that ever? I want to see hands. Show me some thumbs up or hands if when you introduce yourself, you say you're an entrepreneur or a CEO. How many of you do it? My God, nobody? I know. Let me pose a question. I'll put my feminist hat on for a second. How many men do you think describe themselves as CEOs and entrepreneurs? You say you have your own company, which is a gentler way of saying that you're a business owner, you're a CEO, you're an entrepreneur. But why don't we say, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a CEO, I'm the CEO of my company? Because it's a small company? Who cares? It's still a CEO. Guess what I did today? I made a list of all the things I did today, which I won't bore you with, but I did marketing, bill paying, I had a consult, I had a meeting with the client, I did a ton of emails, I worked on my website, I wrote this speech worked on again, the Rising Tide, and I did outreach. I reached out to some new vendors. All of those things make me a CEO, even though it's just me sitting in this office. So why aren't we saying these things about ourselves? You know, there's a DJ that I work with all the time. That's right. There's a DJ that I work with all the time in LA, and he's wonderful. He's a wonderful, wonderful DJ, and he owns his own company. He employs other DJs under him. He's written a book about DJing. And when I've seen him introduce himself to people, and he says, I'm a DJ. Like, you're not just a DJ. You're a CEO. You're a boss of other people. You're a novelist, or not an author. It wasn't a novel. You're an author. These things are important. These are accomplishments, you know? We have to, no one's going to give us these kudos. And I know it probably feels like bragging. And as females especially, we're sort of conditioned to make ourselves feel small. It feels weird at first, I think, but I think you get used to it. Because Jessica, who else is going to toot your horn? I mean, I will, because I love you. But really, why are we playing small? No one else is going to. And our playing, what's that quote, the Maya Angelou quote, right? Your playing small does not serve the world. Because the thing is that because we're successfully running these businesses, thanks for the hearts, guys. They're like a really pretty colors right now. We're running businesses. We are, due to just existing, role models for the next generation of women who want to do this work, So why aren't we calling ourselves what we are? We're CEOs, we're entrepreneurs, we're business people, we're wedding planners, we're creatives. We can be all these things. We're all these things, but we have to own it. We absolutely have to start owning it. We have to. I'm tired of going to networking events where I see women, and I'll say women, even though that DJ, whenever someone is, they always follow with, that's right, girl boss. Although one of my friends hates girl boss. I think it's pejorative. Do you work for a company or yourself? Exactly. So you should be leading with, I'm the CEO of my own wedding planning company, or however you want to get that out. You know, a lot of times I do what Tina said, as I say, I'm a wedding planner, I own my own company. But even to me, that feels like an afterthought. I'm a wedding planner, comma, I own my own company, period. There's no real power in that for me anymore. So I'm rethinking it. I'm restructuring. I'm getting better at talking about myself in a way that shows confidence, but is not arrogant. No one really likes an arrogant person. But the thing is, I'm not telling anyone things that aren't true. I'm not making shit up, right? That's the line. You don't want to be arrogant. I'm not the best wedding planner in all of Los Angeles. There's like 2,000 of us here. You know, but I am good at what I do, and I've been in business for 3 years, and I'm doing well, and I shouldn't have to apologize for that in my tone, in my voice, in my words. And I said I was afraid of mediocrity, and he said owning a business is not mediocre. Yeah, I agree. I live in fear of being mediocre. That's my least favorite word in the world. Just the fact that we get up and do this every day, we should be able to call ourselves the real thing. The real thing. We're CEOs, we're business owners, we're entrepreneurs, and we're wedding planners. Yes, a business is a business regardless of the size. I'm the chief executive officer of Moxie Bright Events. It doesn't matter that there's only me, because guess what? I'm also the lead wedding planner. I'm both those things. I should be getting double salary, right? And again, I'm not encouraging us to like make ourselves sound bigger than we are. I'm literally saying, let's start owning what we really do, because then we'll start valuing what we do and putting the proper monetary amount on what we do. Because if you can confidently, or if you really believe you're just a wedding planner, then no one's going to pay you what you're worth. Everything ties into everything else. If your energy is like a sad Eeyore, like a sad puppy, no one's going to want to pay you. No one wants that person on their team, right? They want the shoulders back, confident, owning my shit person on their team. That's who they want planning their wedding. That's who they want taking their wedding photographs. You know, that's who they want in their corner. Nobody wants someone that they have to bolster up. You've got to do your own bolstering. And that's just the truth, Ruth. And that's what I wanted to say today. I have a lot more to say. I have a lot more to say about the way we title things in our businesses. I got that from Kristen. Yes, owner, planner, financial officer, secretary, maintenance. Yeah, pricing is the hardest part. I leave the pricing to Kristen Kaplan. Yes, show up and change the atmosphere. Yes, yes. You bring the vibe with you. It's your vibe that permeates the room. You don't let other people show you the vibe. That's right. It's a CEO revolution. Hey, touched by innocence. So this is what I want to leave you with today. When the next time you go to a networking event, the next time you know you're going to be in a position where you have to explain what you do, work it out, figure it out, type it out, write it out, keep it in your wallet if you have to, keep it on your phone. Are most of you single planners or with the crew? I am the only lead planner in my business. I have assistants that work with me on the days of the weddings, but the only person in the office is me. I'm hoping to change that this year. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Courtney is a single planner. Rachel's has an assistant Bear. I have an assistant Beth, the cat, who's horrible. She doesn't do anything. She can't even file. She's the worst. She just knocks things off my desk with her paw. I think a lot of us are singles. I would write an email to Bear. I'd be like, Bear. I'd send Bear pictures of my cat. I'm a 20-year-old veteran, old with a crew. You're not old. That's awesome. That's amazing. You should scope. We should listen to you. I bet he would have good advice. He probably would. It would just be pause. So that's basically my rant for the day is own your shit, ladies. You're an entrepreneur. You're a CEO. You're a businesswoman, person. You're a business owner. and a wedding planner. And start saying that when people ask you what you do. Own your shit, ladies. Hashtag. I am thinking about it. We want the truth. We can handle the truth. Shit owner. I'm glad my potty mouth is inspiring a lot of crazy hashtags. Oh my God, you guys, we've gone off the rails. Other things I'm going to talk about in the next few weeks or days, not weeks, it's next week. I'm going to talk about the language we use in our emails. Oh, thank you. I'm going to talk about the language we use in our emails, the language we use on our websites when we talk about what we do, when we talk about what our packages, what our service offerings are, all the language of that. Sorry, there's something in my eye. And that's what I'm going to talk about. And I'm also going to talk about it in person at Tide Talk LA. But it's sold out, so they might be broadcasting it, I heard last night, but I don't know if that's really true. My husband might just Periscope it with my Periscope so people can see it. But it's only 20 minutes. I mean, this Periscope is probably going to be longer than my presentation there. But I'm excited about it anyway, so that'll be fun. Nice! Nice. Thank you. Yes. I love style shoots. I did a style shoot on Sunday. And it was really cool in the desert, and I fell, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm so glad we did this, guys. I miss you, and I'm glad I'm back. It was freezing. I want to say it's cold today, and I'm wearing a sweater, but I'm afraid you'll hurt me because I'm in California. It's not really. Did I read that article about style shoots? Which one, Courtney? The one from Rising Tide? Oh, below zero. Ooh, no. That's why I can't live back east anymore. I'm weak and soft. I can't do it. It was below zero wind chills. Oh, Courtney, what was the article you were talking about? The one that said style shoots shouldn't be. Oh, I actually agree with that. There's no style shoots on my website. Yes. So so my opinion on this, if you want it, I can answer that in a second. My opinion on the styled shoots is that I believe they are unrealistic. So, you know, I can throw my money at a styled shoot and make it look beautiful, but my clients might not necessarily be able to do that. And so I think that they are great for inspiration, but they shouldn't be emulated 100% to the T, just because they probably can't be on a large scale. I mean, we can do one table. I mean, we all know this, right? You can do one table. Yeah. If it's your first official year, go crazy with the styled shoots, but eventually pare them down, pare them back, and make sure that they're styled shoots, right? Make sure that they look like styled shoots and they are labeled as styled shoots, and you're not like, hey, this is Janie and Jim's wedding, because it's not a real wedding, and you don't want to present an unrealistic expectation of what you can accomplish in a 4-hour load-in, even with a giant team. So I don't totally disagree with that article, but I still do styled shoots. I mean, I do them because creatively they're fun, and like we had so much fun on Sunday, and we were in the desert, and we had 2 brides and these beautiful dresses, and you know, it's gotten a little bit of attention on social media from the actual like companies that donated the stuff, like Joanna August and Solstice Bride, and so it's been really fun to see that. And I'm doing another one in May and probably another one in April. We're gonna see. So I like doing them because it's creative and it's nice to work without a client, you know. But I don't really think they're really, well, in 20 years, you probably haven't had to. If we keep presenting unrealistic ideas, exactly, Alpha. And you know, that's the gift and the curse of Pinterest too. So people show me Pinterest all the time, and I'm like, you don't have, this is, your money does not get you this. Now, they're great for inspiration, but I need to change the types of brides I attract. Well, then by all means, style shoot it up. One of my goals for my styled shoots this year is that I want to do things that feature a lot more floral, because my clients tend to not care about floral. They're pretty practical. And oh God, no more burlap. Can we be done with burlap now forever? I'm done with burlap, and I'm done with chevron. Goodbye burlap forever. But yeah, no, I am trying to, and mason jars and mustaches, but mustaches are gone now. I did event for free in my first year to get pictures of my first, yeah, that's what I did too. So I didn't have to do styled shoots because my first few weddings were highly styled. They were good enough to put on a website, but they were free. Oh, it's cool that people post my pics. Oh, that's good. Get out of here, burlap. Get out of here, burlap. We don't like you anymore. Yeah, I'm trying to do salad sheets that have more florals, that are more floral heavy, because that's what I want to show a little bit more of, to hopefully attract that. Burlap is still popular down south. That's what I hear. That's what I hear from my southern friends. I have burlap. It's a terrible bride. There is a venue in LA who, no, burn the chevron runners. Nobody wants them. There is a wedding venue in LA that still gives you burlap runners and mason jars as centerpieces. And I'm working there in October with my client, and she's like, I don't want those burlap runners. I said, no, it's fine. We'll get you some nice linen ones from La Tavola. But it's funny that my cat just bit me. Jerk. She likes to bite me. It's funny that they still they give them out, but they're like not really well maintained. They're like shredding on the ends. Anyway, no more burlap, you guys. Does anyone? I have like I have 5 more minutes. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions for me about what I ranted about, or anything? Or anything at all? No? Oh, Shabby is still here, but more in my other events. Oh, to answer your question, I only do weddings. Last year I did my first benefit, my first like giant benefit, and I didn't like it. So I'm not doing them anymore. It just, for me, there was no... How many weddings did I do 8 years? I will answer that. For me, there was just no heart center in it, and I know it was a benefit for children, and the people who organized it, from the foundation, like, they just really cared about money, and it kind of made me weird. So I don't want to do them anymore. First time viewer. Hi, first time viewer. Hi, Colleen. Yes, please catch the replay, because I ranted about important things before. Now I'm just talking. My first year, I had 8 weddings. 8. And a lot of that was because I had friended other wedding planners, and they knew I was new, and so they tossed me some weddings that they couldn't do. What was the biggest mistake you made your first year, and how did you recover? The biggest mistake I made my first year... I think the biggest mistake I made my first year was not realizing that I needed help. The first year, if I had a smaller wedding, I would try to do it alone. And I don't ever try to do a wedding alone. Always have an assistant. Even if they stand around and do nothing and you feel like you paid them for nothing. You have 12? That's amazing. I didn't realize you were only in your first year. I feel like you're not. I feel like you're not. But 12 is great. I hope you have help. Have help. And the other thing I didn't do so well my first year is I feel like I didn't make my client experience wasn't finessed yet. Like, I didn't have a way that I did things. Nice, you're official. Yay. You're the mitzvah. I love that. You're the mitzvah queen, and then they grow up and get married. I mean, that's great. That's kind of guaranteed business right there. No, but Rachel, I would say my workflow wasn't organized. You know, I didn't quite know where I was with some, like, every so often I'd be like, oh God, I should have told them 2 weeks ago about tuxedos or whatever, and now I just thought it would be intuitive, and when I had more than, a few weddings, it was kind of madness. And then, last year I had 25 weddings, and if I hadn't gotten my workflow set up, then I really would be struggling. So, yeah, it's hard. I think that's something you have to work into. After you've done it for a few years, you realize who's going to need what, when from you. And, to this... was not creating policies. Yes. So my welcome email is pretty blunt. It's in a nice way, but it's like, here are my office hours. Here's when you can, contact me. This is how I like to work. And I talked to them about that during the consultation. I just switched to a binder system in addition to my aisle planner. I do binders. Here, look, here's my binder from last weekend. My last weekend binder. It has all my aisle planner stuff, but I print it. I mean, I have every single contract. Not every email, because that would be nuts, but, I have everything in here. Everything hard copy, everything. It's because an iPad sometimes runs out of juice, or what if I dropped it, God forbid. Will you tell us about your welcome email next time? Sure. Sure, and I developed that over time, my binder has aisle planner, everything from aisle planner, all the seating charts. It has all the contracts from all the vendors. It has some notes. I take a lot of ceremony notes, so like ceremony order, I print it out just so that I have it, my assistants have it, anyone who needs it have it. I give one to the DJ so he understands. I mean, he doesn't know their names, but at least he can count the amount of people going down the aisle. What else? Seating floor plan. The groom made that floor plan that I just showed you. The ceremony script with cues in it, in case there are any internal cues to the ceremony. And then I keep in the back like scratch paper for notes, because I start taking this with me. Oh, I keep toasts. I use all seated. I keep the toasts. So I email the people who are toasting and ask them to send me a copy of their toast so that I have them. One, because it encourages them to actually write something down on paper, and two, I can then tell them to keep it short. Was there one thing you forgot a lot during your first year? I forgot to keep tissues in my pocket. I keep a binder for every event. Yeah, I keep a binder for every event. I'm kind of old school. I did my first wedding 9 years ago, so we didn't have anything else. You make one for your brides. Oh, I don't give them. No. I tell them. In fact, I had a bride last year who wanted to keep the timeline on her sweetheart table, and I took it away. I was like, no, you're not. First of all, you don't have to police me. Second of all, why do you care where we are in the night? Just enjoy your night. I had to switch from digital binders, and it helps me remember so much more now. Yes, well, I physically like to write things down. So I keep a Google Calendar, but then I also have this guy. And this is like a physical, like physically write it in. Because I have to physically write it. Otherwise I will kind of forget. I used to have folders like the ones in the doctor's office. Oh, I like that. Well, I use the really thin binders. So my binders are all this like half-inch binders. Because I don't need that much stuff, but I do like the binder. I use the binder, and my assistant uses a closed, I don't have one around here. She uses a closed, oh wait, I do have one, hold on. Just kidding. My assistant uses a closed, what's it called? What is this called? Clipboard. A clipboard. So then she keeps all of her papers in here, and this is what she prefers, and this is kind of the system we have. I've got the binder, she's got the clipboard, and that's just how we've worked it out. If any of my assistants decided they wanted something different, I would give them something different. But that tends to work out for us. Yeah, I think you have to find what works for you, and if it's a mix of technology and paper, I'm down with the mix, like I said. And also, the other thing that I do, which I don't know if it's just me, if any of you do this, please tell me, but I leave my binder, I lose it. Like, I will lose my binder like 10 times a day. My assistant is forever looking for it. Because I'll put it down somewhere and then I pin something on and I walk away. You've got 1,000 questions. Do I pay no, I pay them a flat rate for the day. I pay them like because this is my background. So in the film and TV industry, you pay your production assistants a day rate, and that's how I pay them. I pay them per day. Now, to be fair, I don't really ever make them work more than 12 hours. So for me, it's yeah, my assistant is my brain. So it's a flat rate. And so they always tell them ahead of time what it is, and they can say if they want to work or not, but it's a flat rate. I can't calculate people's hours, and I can't, I can't do any of that. I just can't. And sometimes it's lucky, and sometimes they get to leave at 10 hours, and sometimes they have to stay for 13, and it all washes out. It all comes out in the wash, really. I put the binder in my emergency and carry the timeline in my shoulder bag. Oh, I don't carry anything on any bags on my person. Does it change depending upon the wedding and what they're doing? Sometimes. Last month in January, my assistant had to totally set up the venue while I was at the church, and that was the first time we'd ever been separate like that. So she had to take on a lot more responsibility in receiving rental deliveries, receiving the cake, and normally she wouldn't have to worry about that. Normally I would do that, and she would be doing decor or place cards or something fairly minor. So for that one, I gave her more money because I physically wasn't there. And then for that one, we also had a second assistant. Yes, my assistants get a 1099. Do any of you do your own work? That I didn't see that one. It faded away. I never seem to have pockets. Oh, you got to get a toddy belt. First of all, my dresses, I'm just going to get up again. Okay, first of all my dresses have pockets in them because I'm not messing around. I just don't want to carry, I used to carry like a crossbody bag, and then, oh, do any of you do decor? No, I hire stylists, but I will do decor for my lower budget clients if they ask. I don't know if this was asked, but how many team members per wedding? Oh, but dresses podcast. Oh, so if it's a 150 or under, I have myself and one assistant. If it's over 150, I have at least two, and then it goes up. It also goes up depending on like what I think we have to get done or how big or small the load-in window is. So like some venues will give us like 4 or 5 hours. Some will give us 2. If they give us 2, I have like 5 hands, like 5 people, because we just have to get it done. And I cut them. I'll pay them I won't pay them a full day rate, and I'll cut them after, after setup or after the ceremony. But it just depends. It really depends. So for those of you who don't know what a toddy belt is, this is a big old toddy belt. It's got a pocket. It's got this. Mine is really dirty. All these pockets. And then there's an inside pocket where you can keep your money. And that's what I do. And it says toddy belt. I don't mind the toddy belt. I know it's not the most flattering thing in the world or stylish. You have a tummy, no good. We do everything except food and music and major florals. We do all production. And I would love to eventually move into a full production staff. But right now, it would be, not everyone would need it for me. I still have some clients that are on the lower end I mean, not lower end, but mid-range budget for Los Angeles. And so they wouldn't be able to pay me for those services. So that's why I don't do it. I love decor, but so far I have 15 weddings this year. Oh, my husband knows set builders. What is a mid-range budget in LA? 40? I don't know, Tina, what would you think mid-range is LA? 30 to 40 is 40 is mid-range. 40 to 50 is mid-range here. I know that's strange. I know LA is a really weird place. I know, but things cost a lot of money here. Yeah, 40 to 50. I agree. All right, team. I should go back to work. Oh yeah, North Carolina's average is 30. I have a 30K client this April, and it's been a little bit of we've had to be careful with how we're spending their money. And that's just the sad reality of LA. You can't always get what you want for that amount. But but of course people get married for 30K every day. So we do it. We make it work for sure. But it is a little bit like, well, can't get those linens. We got to get the other linens. We're like, can't have a quartet for the ceremony. Maybe you just need a trio. Can't imagine the LA market. It is crazy. Where are you located? Hey, Dreams to Reality. The LA market is nuts. But the nice part is that we do have a ton of resources here and a ton of companies. Oh, Charlotte. Oh, nice. We do have a lot here. Like, one of my good friends used to live 15 in Nebraska as average. Yeah. Oh yeah. DC is very pricey. Last year I did a wedding for a couple from DC, and then this year I'm doing a wedding, for a couple from DC, and she has very high-end taste. But she also has a good budget. So yeah, venues here are exactly that and even more. Hello. How are you? In fact, I just went to a new venue last night, and their Saturday price right now is $75, and I'm like, what? Let's get everybody in here. Like, let's book this place out, because it's a good deal. It's a really good deal. They don't know what they have yet. They'll be 10,000 by next year. So we got to get in there and book. All right, my lovelies. Right? For sure. This has been so fun. Thank you for sitting in here with me. Oh, of course, Courtney. Anytime. Yay. Thank you. You had a bride scoffing at 4,000 or 40? 4,000? Oh, at your price being 4,000. F that. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Oh, mitzvah's more. Yes. If you're in the mitzvah game, you're doing it. 4,000 for a venue. They had a problem with that. Yeah. Well, I don't know the DC market, but here that would be like, they'd be like, yes, sign us all up right now. But you know what, in LA, that would be a trick, because there is one venue here who has like a $3,000 rental fee, but then their catering is up 40%. Hey, Kristen, I'm just about to sign off, but right, Tina, you know what I'm talking about. You know what venue I'm talking about too. They get everybody in with like, ooh, we have a low rental, and they have their preferred caterers are like, they charge 20% plus a 20% that goes back to the house, to the venue. Yeah, one of my April weddings is there. It's like a total bait and switch. They're total shysters, but they get away with it because they're on the beach. Oh, you were driving. That's okay, Kristen. I shouted out to you. I ranted earlier about my thing, and now I'm just chatting. So if you want to hear the rant, you have to go watch the replay, because I was ranting about words basically, which is what I'm going to be ranting about for about a week. All right, guys, I have to run because I have dinner plans, but thank you for coming in and staying with me, and the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. Yes, of course, I definitely will. Oh, you're so welcome, guys. I love you. We'll talk soon, and be well. Okay, bye.